Dah live belum Ustaz?
Belum, kejap, nak live sekejap. Sekejap, page, on your page. Sidang kalam.
Ada Mr. Robert Parah Katam. Ada Teddy. Ada Komati Perumal. Ada Maya Menon. Are they all with us now?
There are 7 participants.
Okay.
Sekarang sudah live dekat Facebook, Ustaz.
Oh, kat Facebook.
Ya, live pun ada, recording pun ada.
Alright, good.
Hello. Mic test.
Yes, I'm okay, fine. I can hear just like
Okay.
some crackling sound now and then, but it's okay. I can hear.
I can hear you very clearly also. What about the
Alright.
others? Are they joining or they just listeners?
What do you think? Because I think maybe if they want to join and say something, they can request through the chat and then they could say something. On my side, I'm the only one. Lah.
Okay.
But I just shared the link, and if anybody from my side or who got the link through me wants to say something, maybe they could ask permission through the chat, and then we can let them speak.
Okay.
Right.
Encik Rajen, bahasa Melayu
Yes.
atau bahasa Inggeris atau campur aduk rojak macam mana?
Kita orang Malaysia dengan Singapura boleh campur-campur sikit lah. Bahasa
Okay,
Tamil, Arab pun boleh hantam sikit-sikit. Kalau tahu.
Saya punya atuk sebelah mak daripada Kerala. Tapi Kerala. Tapi saya macam belum belajar lagi lah bahasa Tamil.
Okay.
Kerala cakap bahasa apa?
Malayalam.
Malayali,
ya.
Tengok bahasa pun saya tak tahu. Nanti
you can learn from Mahathir Mohamad.
Yeah, he's from Kerala too.
He's from Kerala, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Maybe sebagai pembukaan, mungkin kita boleh memperkenalkan diri dahulu.
Yes.
Yeah, we introduce ourselves. Please.
Okay, my name, as you saw, full name Kandasamy Puvi Rajen, but actually my friends, family call me Rajen. I'm a retired teacher. I just retired 3-4 months ago, and that's why I'm so free now to have this kind of discussions. And I just wanted to say a few things to clarify. One thing especially, you see, you as a Muslim scholar and Ustaz, you would have come with some preconceived notions about religion. Like Islam is the only religion, the true religion, the others are not true, and so on. I'm assuming that, I'm sorry if I'm wrong. But my part, I also come with some kind of preconceived notions where, in my understanding, all the religions are the same. They're all valid. So I read the Quran, if you can see. I read the Quran, I study the Bible. And so I'm saying this because I wouldn't be making any statements against Islam or Quran or the Prophet. You can be rest assured of that. I won't be insulting any religion, Islam especially, so you don't have any fear. But if you sense that I've said something insulting or offending, then please point it out to me and I will review what I said. And if I had said something insulting, then I would apologize. If I feel that it's not insulting, it's a fair comment or a truth or whatever, then we'll see. We'll take it from there after that. So I wanted to say this. I got no prejudice against any religion. All religions are beautiful to me. They teach you that we all come from God and we are in a mission, in a journey to return. So,
Mr. Rajen, can you repeat your 2-3 statements back because you went freeze just now?
Oh, really? I was saying that I'm acceptable. I accept every religion. I wouldn't offend any religion, especially Islam. Can you hear?
Yes, okay.
So if you find that I say anything insulting to your religion or for Prophet Muhammad or the Quran or Islam, then just alert me and tell me which part I did insult. And then if it's true, I will review it. And then if it's true, I will apologize, because it's impossible for me to insult any religion at all. I am very sure. So if just you feel so, then you better let me know, and I will consider apologizing. If it's true, then the right thing to do is to apologize. There's nothing shameful to be about it. All right. But then if I feel that I state a fact, or there's no need to apologize. If I feel I haven't insulted, and if you think it's a very grievous wrong, then you can do whatever that's appropriate, that you think is appropriate.
May I know your aliran Hinduism you apa? School apa?
Actually, there are no schools in Hinduism. These are all artificially created, and we are quite free. It's a bit of a chaotic kind of religion, so it doesn't matter.
Organized chaos.
Then, yeah, it's a kind of organized chaos. It's beautiful, like the weather. One day it's raining, one day it's shining. So according to the season. So I don't have any aliran. I just do the normal prayer daily and go to the temples and read books about my saints, yogis and Swamijis and all that. So there's no like in Hinduism, you're fixed, you do this, it's quite free kind of thing.
Okay, so, what about your conception about God, if you don't mind sharing?
For me, God,
are you
God is love. God is formless, and according to Hinduism, God takes forms. As if you know, we believe that. Hello, are you there?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. So we believe that the formless takes forms. According to the Bhagavad Gita, he even comes down in human form when there's a crisis in the world. God, just like Rama and Krishna. So my conception of God is quite wide. It's not like you are a monotheist, you believe in only one God, he's formless, and he's Allah. So for us, our conception of God is Allah and Brahma and Paramatma and Krishna all the same. Hindus believe like that. Maybe some Hindus do not agree, but generally that's the understanding.
Okay, yes, let me rephrase that just to make sure I understood you well. So you believe that God is formless, but he menjelma lah dalam jelmaan-jelmaan yang berbeza. Tetapi diri dia, is that true?
Rupa, dia boleh mengambil kita menyembah sesuatu berhala rupa. Dan,
Okay. So dewa-dewa ataupun jelmaan-jelmaan ini, rupa-rupa ini sahaja rupa Tuhan atau semua rupa Tuhan? Pokok matahari pun rupa Tuhan atau tidak? Yang Cik Rajan pegang.
You see, Hinduism says that everything is a manifestation of God. He's everywhere.
Everything,
everything is a manifestation, because without him, some people use the word created. He created all this, but actually there's another conception, another term you say, he's a manifestation. So if you pray to the sun, he will appear there too.
Okay, I understand. Thank you, Mr. Rajan.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Anything else you want to introduce me about yourself?
I think that's about it. I just wanted to ensure that I'm here not to insult Islam. If anybody thinks about it like that, I'm not here to insult the Quran. You see, I've read the Quran. There are 2 copies, 2 translations. Yusuf Ali.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Just so that you feel comfortable, because I know this topic is a bit touchy, a bit sensitive, and I'm not sure whether we in this part of the world terbiasa dengan cara seperti ini. Cuma saya nak minta saudara Rajen be at ease, ya. Kalau you ada soalan-soalan yang mungkin you rasa agak mungkin sounds harsh ataupun kasar ataupun keras, sebab ini dialog keagamaan. Bila dialog keagamaan, yes, it's not a debate. Kita need to be open. Kita nak kena dengar. Dan kalau ada soalan-soalan yang maybe a bit touchy pun tak ada masalah. This is the place to do it. Kan?
Alright.
Kalau in normal daily life people do not want to do that, it's fine. Tapi dalam sesi dialog, I want you to feel at ease, and
Yes.
and I want if it's okay for you to permit me if I have some questions yang maybe that question can be perceived as apa kita kata
Sensitive.
questioning, boleh ke?
Threatening.
Questioning.
Okay. Okay, you
Not
can ask.
threatening.
I try my best to answer.
Sure.
Yeah.
Thank you. What
Mm.
about the others? Maybe you can help me introduce them.
I don't know. So far, let me see the participants. If I know anyone or not. SK, Noor, Deros, Ari, Ganeshan, Krishnan. I may know this person. Maybe he's my university mate last time. iPhone, Komedi, Maya. Prasad is from Puchong. He just came. I think Robert is from Puchong. I don't know. So far, nobody that I personally know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there anyone who is really considered as learned in Hinduism, like respected as a Swami or someone who have went through, proper education on Hinduism? Is there anyone here who is like that? Or maybe yourself, Rajen?
No. In fact, you want me to say that even I dare not even say that I'm educated, although I got a master's, I got degrees and all that. So education, I'm not an
On
expert.
Hinduism, I mean the degree of knowledge on Hinduism. Anyone who have went through
No.
Okay, no problem. Thank you.
Yeah.
So let me introduce myself a little bit. Yeah, my name is
Yes.
Muhammad Noor bin Muhammad Deros. The Ustaz is a title. I think you're already aware of that. Title of someone who is teaching Islam. So I studied Islam in Singapore in the beginning, from my primary years to pre-U level, and after that I went to the University of Al-Azhar in Cairo. For 4 years, and I specialize in creeds and philosophy. So we have a little bit of some understanding of different religions, comparative religions, and all that, but not to the level of experts, of course. So I would welcome this kind of dialogue, this kind of interaction to understand others, each other's position better, and to arrive to the truth, right? Of course.
Yes.
Become
We are all seeking the truth.
Exactly, not just to listen to your point of view and my point of view. In the end of the day, we want the truth, right?
No.
So,
Can I make a statement? I always share this thing about truth. Do you know, even the most incorrigible of liars, you got that part?
sorry?
Even the most incorrigible of liars.
Can you explain incorrigible?
Incorrigible of liars, a liar who lies a lot lah.
Okay.
Siang dari bangun sampai tidur malam dia selalu bohong-bohong saja. Even the most incorrigible of liars hates to be lied to, because he loves the truth, because the truth is within him. So that's why you can never. That's why we are all, after all, finally, in the ultimate sense, we all are seeking the truth.
Deep down inside us.
Yes,
I hope that is our intention for the meeting today, and I hope that's the intention for people who are with us watching this session. Thank you so much, Mr. Rajen, and everyone who is joining us in this Zoom session or live. Okay, I think it is only fair that before we begin, we set some guidelines, not rules, of course, some guidelines, so that we gonna have a civil dialogue, right? So,
Madani dialogue. I like.
That's a nice word. Okay, so I think the first one is if any of us wants to ask the other party any question which is not related to the point that is being discussed, we should ask permission first, right?
Yes.
Instead of coming out of a sudden, we say, Ustaz or Mr. Rajen, can I ask you a question that is out of the topic? So if it is permitted, then we should continue. If not, then let the other person continue with his or her point. And then the next one is, I request that everyone who is joining on the Zoom channel to actually show their faces. This is a request. Of course, it is not a demand. This is not an obligation, because from my previous interactions online, I realized that people behave far better when they show their faces. They behave far better. Okay, so it will be better, because when we find many fake accounts on the social media, you can see how people interact when they do not show their faces and their identities are not known. So this isn't an obligation. This is my request. If you can fulfill that request, that will be best. But if you choose that you do not want to interact, then that's fine. And the last point is we need to be patient so that the other party is able to finish his or her points before we come in. I think we can agree on that.
Yes,
Thank you,
yeah.
Mr. Ganesan. I saw a glimpse of you, just a split second of your rupa.
I
Okay.
didn't see it. I didn't see it. Maybe you can see. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So the topic that we agreed to discuss upon in this session are two issues. Okay. That Mr. Rajen.
Ustaz, by the way, there may be other embedded issues also, as long as it's relevant to the video clip that we are referring to. Yeah.
And also it depends on the timing. How long do you have, Mr. Rajen?
I am a retiree. I have the whole
Two,
day.
three, Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Until my dogs want to walk, and then I have to get up and go lah.
Cucu berapa orang?
Cucu
Belum
tak
lagi.
lagi.
Belum lagi.
Belum.
Okay, may God give you cucu. InsyaAllah.
Thank you.
So, amin. And okay, kalau we set 1.5 hour boleh? At most?
At the most, yeah. Okay, you can finish in 15 minutes, half an hour, 20 minutes.
Oh, boleh.
40
Up to
minutes.
you. There's no obligation.
Okay, 1.5 hours maximum lah.
Maximum lah. Okay. So the two issues yang we've agreed upon on Facebook is number one, adakah kebangkitan Kundalini itu terbalik. Number one is adakah Kersani itu sama dengan Kundalini dalam sistem yoga? Ya. That's number one. Number two, adakah kebangkitan Kundalini itu rasukan syaitan? Okay. Two very interesting topics.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I think the Kersani thing part you explained in the video already, and never mind, you could just repeat just to.
Yeah, because correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Rajen, because there's a claim from your side that I kelintong, betul?
Yeah.
Light-heartedly, tak ada masalah. Okay.
No problem.
You use a very, very soft word. Instead of saying it's a lie, it's a kelintong, which is a very softer version. No problem. Okay. Since ada claim tu, I think it's only fair that I present my position. Yeah, I kasih evidence yang diminta. You have the right to ask for the evidence, and saya ada hak untuk menyampaikan evidence. Baik. Isu pertama. Adakah Kersani itu sama dengan Kundalini dalam yoga? Okay. Daripada pemerhatian dan kajian saya, dia punya matching dari segi persamaan tu, we can say almost 95 to 99%. I cannot say 100%, but 95% to 99% at most. Let me give the evidence. Okay. Antara evidence yang saya boleh bawa, pertama sekali kalau kita tengok lagu yang menasih lah, sebab dia berkait dengan lagu yang menasih kan. Hei Kersani, mengalirlah di kau menjadi raksa menuju belikat punggungku. So it is something connected to the belikat punggung. And belikat is kita punya tulang belakang, of course. Ada kata bahagian atas, ada kata the whole of our back is considered as belikat. But the more widespread version yang diterima ramai adalah belikat tu adalah tulang belakang sebelah bawah. Dan bila Ibn Nasir guna istilah punggung dah close the debate tadi lah.
Confirm.
So punggung points to tailbone lah. Kan? So dia bercakap tentang ada satu kuasa yang boleh diseru dan dia bergerak melalui pengaliran kan. Mengalirlah di kau. Ini sama lebih kurang dengan konsep Kundalini itu, that serpent force itu akan mengalir ke dalam tubuh. Okay. Kemudian adalah you see, bila orang bangkitkan kundalini, bangkitkan kersani, besi kersani ni, dia biasanya akan dengar bunyi dengungan. Dia akan dengar bunyi apa kita panggil high pitch tone. Dia akan dengar bunyi tu.
Kersani.
Yes, kersani. Buktinya boleh tengok di salah satu video YouTube. Tajuk dia besi kersani mampu mengalir pada tubuh kita. Pada minit yang kelima, yang berceramah tu kata, biasanya orang yang bangkitkan besi kersani dia akan dengar ringing tone dekat telinga dia. Dan bila kita kaji people who have activated their kundalini pun dia report, many of them, not all of course, many of them reported that high pitch ringing sound dekat telinga. So ini persamaan yang kita kata sangat striking. Kemudian ya, kedua-duanya perlu dibangkitkan. The term that is used is awakened, kan, dibangkitkan daripada tidurnya ataupun daripada the dormant state lah, kan. Jadi itu menunjukkan antara persamaan-persamaan. Lagi persamaan yang saya boleh bawa. Tuan Rajen pernah dengar pasal gila isim tak?
What is it?
Gila isim.
Apa? Gila?
Gila isim. Tak pernah dengar?
No.
Okay, among the Malays, especially among silat practitioners and among Sufis who practice some form of tarikat, yeah, I think you pernah dengar lah tarikat ni. There's this term called gila isim. Gila isim means dia ni gila lah, dia jadi gila, tapi gila dalam perjalanan mencari Tuhan. Okay.
Wow.
Dan gila dalam perjalanan mencari Tuhan ini, dia berkait dengan apa kita panggil sebagai sama ada kebangkitan besi kersani ataupun kebangkitan ataupun lataif yang dihidupkan. Have you heard about this concept called lataif, Mr. Rajen?
I think you did mention it in your video, but I didn't look it up. Lah. The first time I came across was in your video.
Okay, thank you. I put there a reference to Muhammad Iqbal's book. I hope you know Muhammad Iqbal, the famous Pakistani philosopher. He wrote a book entitled The Development of Metaphysics in Persia.
You did mention somebody said about Pakistan. Pakistani also says Kundalini Yoga.
Yeah, Muhammad Iqbal. His name.
All right. You did highlight that in green or something.
Yeah. So he claimed that this concept of lataif of the Naqshbandi tariqah is
the same
Kundalini of yoga.
Okay.
And he is an expert in this field. Yeah, he's not any layman. He is an expert in Islam and also Eastern and Western philosophy. So he said this is the rising of Kundalini. So the reason I bring up this issue of gila isim, because we know that the abrupt activation of Kundalini can cause people to have psychosis also. So people can become insane. We know this because we listen to many lectures from yogis also saying, be careful, nak activate your Kundalini, you need to have a guru, kan, who have went through the process. Kalau tak, you boleh jadi gila.
Precisely.
Yes. So sama juga dalam lataif ni dan dalam silat yang mengamalkan membangkitkan besi kersani dan tarikat yang mengamalkan lataif ni, they also have this concept of kalau dia bangkit, kalau dia dihidupkan tanpa pimpinan guru atau tidak mengikut nasihat guru, you can have psychosis, you akan jadi gila. Okay. Jadi saya rasa itulah sebagai beberapa bukti untuk menunjukkan bahawa kersani ini adalah Kundalini. And I think you don't dispute that much, kan? Issue.
This Kersani related to Kundalini, and you're saying about the sound, listening to sound, all that is something new. Something new, Kersani. Maybe it was earlier adapted before you Muslims became Muslims, you were Hindus, and during maybe I'm now trying to put 2 and 2, and this is a science from India that came, and then linguistically it was adapted to Kersani, and people did this Kundalini awakening, Kersani awakening, and so this is something new. Whereas as you said, you need a guru's guidance and all that. So it's something new because I've never heard the Kersani thing and the sound, getting to the sound, and some Pakistani saying that this Kersani is Kundalini awakening, something new. Anyway, thank you. So that part that you have already clarified.
Okay.
The similarities.
I have one point to add, just to spark some interest, especially among the Muslims. The question is that you see, mencari Tuhan dan hilang akal ni, jadi gila ni. We don't have this kind of phenomena in the first 300, 400 years of Islamic history. It is only after the Muslims started interacting, you see, with different civilizations, not only India, but with Persia, with Rome, and all these things, then this phenomena started to emerge, you see. So this is a point of research that not only Muslims, but non-Muslims also, if you are interested to research on this, to look into this phenomena of, you know, psychosis when certain so-called internal energies are activated. Yeah, okay, that's a short point. Now, isu number dua ni yang saya rasa lebih besar, iaitu adakah kebangkitan Kundalini itu rasukan syaitan? Kan? Okay, the reason I don't tulis panjang-panjang sebab dia panjang. Dia ada banyak sangat, saya nak kena tulis reference macam-macam. So I decided,
So far, the first question you have already answered. If these things you had told in your video more, you have clarified more, means there will be less issue. Okay, never mind. Let's go on to the next one where you say that it's Kundalini awakening.
Sorry if I speak too much because there's
no, it's okay. It's okay.
Quite a lot of things yang I nak share. Topik ni interesting juga untuk pengkaji-pengkaji agama for Muslims, non-Muslim. Okay, adakah Kundalini ini, kebangkitan Kundalini ini rasukan syaitan? Okay. Now,
would you want to define what is syaitan?
Thank you. Okay. This is what I like about this kind of dialogue. Kita ingat semua orang tahu syaitan tu apa, and you maybe Hindus also think like, oh, Satan is how you define it. Rupanya kita define berbeza, you define berbeza. Right?
No, because wait, because that statement of yours, can I take about 1 minute?
Please.
Okay. So in the minute, second minute, the fourth minute, the fifth minute, I just recorded in pieces of paper. This is my shopping list paper I just said. So I just recorded there whatever you said. You made a sweeping statement referring to this Kundalini thing, like as if it sounded like in all situations, it is something that's satanic. There is nothing holy about it. All right. So that's the impression that I got. That, I mean, your whatever you said for the whole 8 minutes, I couldn't find even one thing that you said good about this Kundalini awakening thing. All right. Okay. I'm just reminding you, lah. Just reminding you that. So, and then now you're saying, and that satanic part, could you please explain what you understand by shaitan and iblis and all that?
Thank you, Mr. Rajen. That is true. I affirm what you said. I didn't say anything good about the activation of Kundalini, no Kundalini, because that is my position. And we can speak about that. We can talk about that. Okay, what is considered as rasukan syaitan and what is syaitan? From the Islamic perspective, because I speak from my religion's point of view, syaitan is a creature that is called as the jinn. The jinn is a creature that is created from fire. Not exactly from the fire that we understand. It is from the api yang tidak berasap. Okay, the smokeless fire. Some people equate it to electricity. Okay, it's the smokeless fire. And
has it got a form? Has it got a form, a shape?
Okay, it can have a form. Dia boleh manifest. Dia boleh menjelma dengan jelmaan yang berbeza. So the jinn is like human beings in the sense that we are accountable. We have a mind. We can learn. We can make. We can commit sins. We can commit goodness. And there's heaven and hell for us after we die. So the jinn and the human beings are two creatures are considered mukallaf. Mukallaf are considered as accountable. Okay. So this jinn, the evil jinn, are the ones we call shaitan.
Who created this? Is Allah's creation.
Okay, he is Allah's creation. He is there to test us. He's an examiner.
All right,
Okay,
all right.
he is there to test. He's like an examiner in our examination room lah. Okay, so dia
He has
test
got a
kita.
function. He has got a function. He has got a duty to execute.
Yes, he is like you
Yeah.
and me. He
Yeah.
has volition like you and me. He has free will like you and me. He can choose good, he can choose evil, but
And he was
the
created for a purpose. He was created for a purpose lah. Allah
Okay.
created the jinn and the shaitan all for a purpose.
Now, this is concerning qada and qadar. This is concerning destiny. God knows what some jinns will choose to do,
Okay.
and God uses them as his,
Uses them.
you
So as you
see,
said, there are good and bad jinns lah.
exactly. They are like human beings. They are good and bad human beings.
Yes,
Human beings
yes,
who
yes.
choose to be evil also can be called a shaitan in Islam.
Yeah.
So a jinn that chooses to disobey God, chooses to, was to manusia to do evil is considered as shaitan. And they are
Alright.
unseen creatures, but they can manifest.
Alright.
It is, dia ada persamaan, tak sama total, tapi ada persamaan dengan what we call as asuras lah. Saya tak kata total sama, saya kata ada persamaan sikit. The asuras can menjelma, betul? They can
Is it
manifest.
possible to see them?
Yes, it is possible when they menjelma di dalam alam kita. When they
They can
enter into
come.
our dimension, dia
Oh.
orang boleh. When they take forms, we can actually see them.
So if I'm walking along a busy street, there may be some just walking by me, I wouldn't know.
Yeah, you
It's a
wouldn't know.
possibility. Just
Yes.
like this American theory where they say people from outer space could be walking along the streets of New York. Macam tu.
You can even see AI is walking, betul tak? Kita ingat dia manusia tapi robot, kan? Boleh aja.
But I think I can be sure I'm not talking to one right now. Lah.
I can be sure that I'm not talking to one right now. So.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Alright. Okay.
Seterusnya, so rasukan syaitan ni maksud dia apa? Rasukan syaitan ni is when this unseen creatures, unseen devilish creatures, dia ganggu tubuh kita, dia masuk ke dalam saluran darah kita, mengganggu proses tubuh kita dan mengganggu otak kita. Dia tak boleh kacau kita punya soul, what you may call as jiwa kita tidak boleh diganggu. Tetapi kita punya otak dan kita punya tubuh dia boleh kacau. Sebab otak dengan tubuh kita ni kira physical matter kan. Since dia boleh interact dengan physical matter, dia boleh interact dengan kita punya tubuh dan boleh interact dengan otak kita. Baik. So someone who is diganggu atau obsessed ataupun possess tu dia rasuk. Dia kadang tak rasuk, dia kadang kacau tubuh saja. Kadang dia kacau, dia kasih dia penyakit pada badan kita. Kadang dia tak ambil kita punya otak. Rasuk ni dia take over the brain. Dia take over the control of the brain. So dia dari situ dia boleh kawal badan kita dan sebagainya. Tapi jiwa dan roh kita, iman kita dia tak boleh kacau lah. Okey, apa simptom dia dalam tradisi Islam? Simptom seseorang yang dirasuk oleh syaitan ini, simptom dia apa? Baik. Antaranya ni saya go through secara cepat sebab ada lebih kurang dalam 20 lebih simptom sebenarnya. Okay, antaranya adalah orang yang dirasuk dan bila dibacakan Quran kepada dia, dia akan pingsan immediately dan dia akan dapat muscle spasm. Okay, dia akan kena muscle spasm. Kemudian dia akan pekik dengan pekikan yang kuat. Pekik, menangis dengan pekikan kuat. Lepas tu mata dia biasanya kadang-kadang terbeliak, kadang-kadang tutup terus, kadang-kadang berkelip-kelip. Kelip-kelip. Bila baca Quran tu dia akan kelip-kelip macam tu. And intifakhul audaj. Maksud dia, you can see dia punya urat ni macam bulging out, terkeluar, bulging. Dan mata dia kadang-kadang akan bertukar jadi merah in an unnatural way. Bukan bila orang tengah menangis tu mata dia merah juga kan. Tapi ini merah yang pelik sikit merah dia. And then dia ada kemampuan dan kekuatan luar biasa. Kemudian adalah pergerakan-pergerakan yang unnatural movements. Maksud dia boleh lipat-lipat badan dia dengan bentuk yang pelik lah. Kalau kita tengok cerita Exorcist Barat ke apa semua tu, dan we'll see some of those movements. And sometimes berbunyi. Dia punya tu berbunyi. Tulang dia berbunyi-bunyi bila dia bergerak. I myself have seen one. Intifakh ghair tabi'i antaranya adalah you can see dia punya badan ni akan membengkak secara cepat. In a couple of seconds saja dia boleh inflate. Kadang perut dia boleh inflate dan boleh deflate in a couple of seconds saja. I have a friend yang melakukan rawatan ruqyah ni. He's seen it in front of his eyes. Ya, wanita in just a couple of minutes dia jadi macam wanita mengandung. Lepas tu turun, lepas tu dia naik balik, lepas tu turun balik in just a couple of minutes. Okay. Dan benda ni agak biasa juga di kalangan orang yang melakukan ruqyah. Lepas tu sempit dada, kemudian muntah, banyak muntah. Bila dibacakan Quran dia akan muntah. Al-ihtizaz wa rujfah syadidatan, dia akan bergegar, menggegar yang sangat kuat. Okay. Kemudian suara dia akan bertukar, kadang-kadang bertukar secara total. Ya, perempuan bersuara garau atau lelaki bersuara sangat halus atau bertukar suara budak. Atau keluar bunyi yang pelik-pelik, bunyi harimau lah, kan, bunyi binatang, dia akan keluar benda ni. Kemudian mata dia akan menggeletar. Dia punya kelopak mata tu menggeletar. Okay. Dan dia tak boleh tengok kepada satu tempat, satu arah. Dan dia punya pupil tu, mata hitam tu akan membesar, akan dilate. Okay, akan dilate. Okay. And then kadang-kadang berlaku satu mata kanan tengok kanan, satu mata tengok kiri. I've seen this for myself. Dia bukan satu tengok kanan, satu tengok kiri. Dia dua-dua pergi, satu naik atas, satu turun bawah. Okay, I've seen this in front of my eyes. Okay. Kemudian dia tutup buka mata tu dengan kecepatan yang luar biasa. Tutup buka mata. Ada reason kenapa saya go through this list sebab nanti
these are symptoms. These are some symptoms lah.
Betul. And some of these symptoms, people who have mental illness pun ada. So we need to be very very careful untuk membezakan antara dua ni. Lepas tu dia akan semut-semut dekat hujung-hujung jari dia. Dia akan semut-semut yang sangat kuat lah, bukan semut-semut biasa.
Macam penyakit diabetes ke? Orang diabetes.
Tapi benda ni berlaku bila diruqyahkan. Bila dibacakan Quran dia akan keluar time tu. Time tak ruqyah dia tak keluar. Lepas tu dia ada simptom psychological juga. Dia akan bila diruqyahkan tu tiba-tiba dia akan sedih, sangat menangis. Dia akan kita kata become depressed dan tak nak campur orang, tak nak jumpa orang. Dan ingatan akan lupa apa yang dia buat just a couple of minutes tu dia lupa. Nak solat tak boleh, nak baca Quran tak boleh. Lepas tu dia suka kotor-kotor, suka tak mandi, suka duduk dalam bilik, kotoran, suka.
Malas,
betul. Lepas tu ialah otak serabut, suka ketawa dan menangis tanpa sebab. Suka pekik-pekik dan sebagainya. Macam-macam lagi lah saya boleh listkan. Dan ada juga penyakit pada badan lah, badan dan sebagainya. Okay.
These are the symptoms.
Now, kenapa saya bawa simptom ini?
So, they are physiological and mental.
Psychological, physiological. Ya, dia ada dua.
So, and they are because of, as you say, kena rasuk.
Possession, yes, obsession or possession by syaitan or jinn lah.
Okay, and so these all symptoms also could be something not related to shaitan, normal, like you're going through stress or you consume something you're not supposed to consume, genetic disorder, whatever lah.
Correct, I agree.
Okay,
but there's a way to differentiate between the two.
Because you say when you read the Quranic verses, they manifest.
Not only that, there are supernatural evidences. For example, let me give you an example. You know, there's this very well-known psychiatrist from America. His name is Dr. Richard Gallagher. Very interesting book. You can read this book called Demonic Force. Force. He's a well-established Princeton University lecturer in psychiatry. Yeah, he's a board-certified psychiatry. So before this, he was skeptical. He did not believe in the unseen, the devil, or whatever, until a priest, an exorcist, a Christian exorcist, came to him and asked him for help. And this exorcist asked him for help not to exorcise the patient, but he wants his skepticism. He wants this psychiatrist to go and see his possessed patient and verify whether this is a normal psychiatric condition.
Problem. Okay.
Yeah. So he went through this experience and he concluded that he actually witnessed some real cases of possession because he witnessed supernatural incidences that modern psychiatry cannot explain, or not only cannot explain, it went against modern psychiatry. So that book is very important.
Maybe they haven't understood scientifically.
There's another
Yeah.
possibility. I do not negate
Okay.
that. But
Okay.
some of it actually went against the laws of nature that was already established. Let me give you another example. This happened in Indonesia, in one of the hospitals by Muhammadiyah. The doctor in this hospital, his name is Dr. Sagiran. You can watch his video and he showed his evidence also. He treated one patient who has 2,000 nails embedded in her body. 2,000 nails in strange places, not only under the skin, okay, but between bones and so on and so forth. And there's no sign of anyone
Putting the
pushing
nail
it
inside.
by force.
All right.
Okay, so this is a very well-known case in Indonesia, and many skeptics have actually visited Dr. Sagiran and tried to, give different explanation. But so far, the best explanation from our perspective as Muslims is these are the work of the shaitan.
This is like more black magic kind of thing.
Yes, black magic.
Correct. So they use the jinns and
is carried by the devils lah. There's no black magic that is not involving the shaitan. Yeah. Okay. So I made
and this kind of people who are innocent, good people who never did all this, never into this Kundalini thing and all that also can become victims.
Can now.
Okay.
Can now. Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Now I made a big claim. I said that Kundalini activation is rasukan syaitan daripada perspektif Muslims. I know this is berat lah untuk our Hindu friends.
When does the shaitan come? Does the shaitan activate the Kundalini or after the activation of the Kundalini?
Let me give evidence first, Uncle Rajen. Then you can interrogate me.
Don't make me too old. You can call me Rajen also, no problem. I like to feel younger. All right.
You're young, sir. Okay. Now, I would like to read to you an experience.
Can I ask you one question? Just one question before you go into. From which scripture, Hindu scripture, where did you ever find this word Kundalini? Can you like pinpoint any Hindu scripture that uses the term Kundalini? No. Okay, never mind. You can Google. You can Google after this. It is there in the internet. The Kundalini, the origin is from our scriptures. It is in the Hindu scriptures. Hello, are you there? Hello? Ustaz? Oh, Rajen.
Maybe kejap lagi Ustaz masuk balik kot, dia ada problem sikit.
Oh, Rajen.
Tunggu sekejap.
Alright. Hello? Cik Zaki, ya? Hello?
Hello. 1 second lah, 1 second. Maybe phone dia mati kot.
Cakap pasal jin mai kacau kot. Sekarang saya dah mula percaya sikit dah ada jin mungkin.
Ustaz kata phone dia overheated.
Alamak.
So dia
Ini confirm lah jin kacau ni. Dia sudah terlalu salah satu simptom itu.
dia auto shutdown. So sekarang Ustaz Noor masuk balik.
Oh.
Hello, sorry.
Ya,
Minta maaf. Saya
Ya.
punya phone overheated. So dia mati. Minta maaf Saya dekat luar ni, matahari kuat sangat dekat saya punya phone ni. So dia overheated. I'm so sorry.
I
Okay,
think
so
I think some jin got offended and
maybe something is activated inside my phone. Something awakened. Okay. And
Okay.
dia tak ada guru, dia gila isen buatnya. Sorry for my phone.
No problem.
Okay. So I nak sambung.
Are you driving? Are you driving?
I parking kat sebelah.
Okay.
I tak, don't worry. So saya nak bawa satu pengalaman the activation of Kundalini oleh seorang suami ni dalam buku dia.
Yeah, you mentioned somebody in the video clip, seorang yogi said that. I did ask the question. Saya dah tanya soalan dalam comment section, but then there was no answer. That's why I wanted to ask you. So who's the yogi?
Dia panjang. Okay, let me give you the evidence now. This is from the book Play of Consciousness by Swami Muktananda. Okay.
Muktananda.
Let me read Muktananda. Let me read his experience. So this is what he said in that book.
His own experience?
Yes, his own experience. He's
Play
talking
of
about his own
consciousness.
play of consciousness, his own activation of Kundalini.
Okay. All right, good. Yeah, Ustaz, yes.
Okay. So in that book, one
Hmm.
short quote from him first before I go through the long quote. He said, being taken over by an evil spirit is a very real possibility. This is what he said in the book.
All right.
I can give you the page number after that. Okay. And then he also said this: when I sat for meditation, my own body acted as if it were possessed by a god or a bad spirit. Okay. Now this is his long experience. He's explaining it. Okay. I was assailed. Attack. I was assailed by all sorts of perverse and defiling emotions. My body started to move and went on like this in a confused sort of way. After a time, my breathing changed, become disturbed. Sometimes my abdomen will swell with air, after which I would exhale it with great force. Often, the breath that I took in would be held inside me. I became more and more frightened. My thoughts became confused, meaningless. My limbs and body got hotter and hotter. My head felt heavy, and every pore in me began to ache. When I
Can I stop you? Can I stop you for just 1 minute?
Please.
You know, when you're saying all this thing came to my mind suddenly. So before I might forget, that's why I'm raising it. I'm not meaning, I don't mean to be offensive or don't mean to offend or insult.
Yeah.
It just reminded me how Prophet Muhammad, when he first got the revelation, he was so scared, and then he went
Thank
home,
you.
and then he was
Very
shivering,
good
and certain kind
No,
of
I
symptoms,
appreciate
certain
your
kind of
question.
symptoms.
Yeah, don't feel that you are offending us. We Muslims,
Because
we
because
are
some
fine.
people no. In today's world, if this is
Yeah.
going to go viral, apa dia ni kata tentang Nabi kita ni rasuh hantu apa and all that will be troublesome already. So that's why I have to qualify. See, so
Very
I
good.
just reminded me of that. So I'm not trying to
Yeah.
link it. Just that it came to my mind, so I'm just sharing. Okay, just continue with the Muktananda's.
Okay, I respond to that query
Later.
first. Yeah?
Okay.
Okay, so the story goes that the Prophet Muhammad saw a being. He saw an angel, and he got
Alright.
scared. Of course, when we saw a big, he saw him on the horizon, feeling the
Gabriel.
horizon, Gabriel.
Mm.
So he got scared and he ran back home. I mean, that's a normal human
Reaction.
reflex.
Okay.
Yeah, reaction. It's not that he's being taken over or what. No, he shivered, and of course he asked his wife to cover me
Alright.
because he got that scared. Yeah. Okay. Now
Okay.
let me continue with the
Muktananda's.
experience of Muktananda. Yeah.
Yeah.
By now, sorry. My limbs and body got hotter and hotter. My head felt heavy, and every pore in me began to ache. When I breathed out, my breath stopped inside. When I breathed in, it stopped inside. This was terribly painful, and I lost my courage. Something told me that I would die at any moment. By now, it was after 9 a.m. or p.m., I'm not sure, it's not written here. Someone had seated himself in my eyes and was making me see things. It seemed that I was being controlled by some power, which made me do all these things. I know.
Jam lagi.
Aduh, jam lagi.
Saya ingat dia Ustaz ni kena cepat-cepat cover itu part jin itu bagi habis. Kalau tidak nanti ada gangguan lagi pula.
Tak apa, kita cakap nanti dia takutlah nak masuk.
Lagi dia
Kita
kacau.
kenal dia. Okay.
Okay,
I
so
looked
then
out of the small window of my heart and I saw strange creatures from 6 to 50 feet tall. Neither demons nor demigods, but human in form, dancing naked, their mouths gaping open. The screeching was horrible and apocalyptic. I was
okay,
completely
can I just stop one more minute? Before I forget, I think the Buddha also experienced this.
Okay.
If you read his biography, the Buddha also experienced this just before the moment where he got enlightened. But these are all kind of symbolic kind of things, lah. Okay, carry on.
May I know where do you get that from?
Many years ago, I read this. Many years ago, when you can ask the Buddhists, you can Google. I don't have the book, any book here.
Sure, thank you.
But all these kind of things come to play in your mind with there's a kind of subconscious explanation. It's all in the mind.
Okay,
So
no problem. After this, maybe you can help us understand from your perspective. But from our perspective, this shows.
I mean, you're describing. I'm sorry to interrupt,
no problem.
I'm just afraid that I may forget.
Okay.
Okay.
The screeching was horrible and apocalyptic. I was completely conscious, but was watching my madness, which appeared to be real. Then, from over the water, a moon-like sphere about 4 feet in diameter came floating in. It stopped in front of me. This radiant white ball struck against my eyes and then passed inside me. I am writing this just as I saw it. It is not a dream or an allegory, but a seed. See, he's saying that this is not a symbol, and this is not a dream.
He saw it as he saw it.
But a scene which actually happened, that sphere came down from the sky and entered me. A second later, the bright light penetrated into my nadis, which is the psychic channels. My tongue curled up against my palate and my eyes closed. I saw a dazzling light in my forehead and I was terrified. I was still locked up in the lotus posture, and then my head was forced down and glued to the ground. Afterward, I sat down in the lotus posture and once again started to meditate on the Guru. As soon as I sat down, my mind became completely indrawn. My body fixed in lotus posture began to sway. This meditation went on for an hour and a half, and then a new process began. I started to make a sound like a camel, which alternated with the roaring of a tiger. I must have roared very loudly, for the people around actually thought that a tiger had gotten into the sugarcane field.
Goodness.
I am in a terrible state. I have gone completely insane. My body began to twist. Now it was not I who meditated. Meditation forced himself on me. It came spontaneously. It was in all the joints of my body. All the blood cells in my body were spinning, and prana flowed through the nadis at an astounding speed. Then suddenly, a red light came before me with such force that it seemed to have been living inside me. It was 2 feet tall and shone brightly. I clearly saw myself burning, but I did not feel the heart of the fire on the outside. Every part of my body was emitting loud crackling and popping sound. There's still many more that I can read, but
Is this his biography? Is this his biography?
His own autobiography.
Is this guy with the long hair?
Yes,
the
yes.
long hair, okay, curly hair.
And it's not only him. We can see that Swami Rudrananda, Swami Sachidananda, Sri Chinmoy, Rajneesh, they also claim to go through terrible experiences, being possessed by spirits and deities and so on. Okay. Now, coming back to the symptoms of someone who is possessed by the Satan, from our perspective, we see that this sharing of experience by Swami Muktananda fits almost 100% to what we listed. Therefore, my claim is not baseless. My claim is strongly founded upon the experiences of yogis and also from Islamic intellectual tradition when it comes to jinn, satanic possession.
Okay. All right. So, what do all these Swami Rudrananda, Muktananda, and all these people, what did they finally say about this Kundalini thing? Did they like totally say discourage and say it is satanic?
No,
so you don't
of
follow?
course, after that, they claim that, of course, their Kundalini is activated and they have reached moksha. They have become one with God. And to them, this is a great experience. But from our perspective, this is problematic. And of course, we want to understand the other's perspective and we want to know what will be your explanation for this. But that is from our point of view.
Okay, fine. I respect that. Okay. So, number one, you don't know which scripture mentioned Kundalini. The term Kundalini is mentioned in our scriptures, right?
Because
you have
my claim, right? I didn't say that.
No, you didn't. I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you. As you say, we all want to know the truth. We want to have knowledge, right? So you can just Google which scripture in the Hindu scripture mentions the word Kundalini, and nothing. Now everything is available on the net. So and then secondly, you didn't mention this part where at the end of the day, all the Swamijis did see the light or see God or attain moksha, and they were fine. You didn't mention this part in your video. So, therefore you made it seem like the whole Kundalini thing, awakening, is just satanic, devilish. So naturally, it's like...
Mr. Rajen, can you repeat your 3-4 statements before, because you froze?
Okay, this part where you said that at the end of the day, the Swami Muktananda, Rudrananda, and all these people who went through all these whatever experiences, negative experiences, at the end of the day, they reach enlightenment or they saw the light or something like that. You just mentioned that.
They
in
claim
their biography.
Not what I
they
say.
claim. They claim.
Yeah.
Similarly, all that experiences are also their claim. So it could be true, it could be false. But the thing is, in your video, when you were addressing your own listeners, your own followers, you did not mention that part. See, at the end of the day, they claim that they saw the light. And if you had said that, means there wouldn't be much of an issue. So what you said was, here and there, dia adalah syaitan sebenarnya, jin, amal ritual, jin didampingi kamu, makan api and all that kind of thing. So if any Hindu who knows about this Kundalini awakening thing, every Hindu will consider this as the holiest of holy sciences. And when somebody comes and just flatly says, it is all satanic, these people are all bad, it's all devil and all that, they are going to be terribly offended. What is the difference between your claim, the manner you made it, and what Salman Rushdie says about the Quran, satanic verses? It doesn't make any difference because that idiot did not read the Quran. Maybe he read it and he saw something different. And he wrote that book and you were all offended. I mean, I also like sort of very angry because he was provocative. What is the difference? What difference does it make? You are a scholar, you are an academician, you go on proof, you read and all that. But you did not say this part, where at the end of the day, all the Swamijis and yogis, according to their experience, their claim, they did reach some kind of enlightenment, or they did see the light, or feel the bliss and love of God. You did not mention that. So this is where, when we give half truth, it causes trouble, it causes conflict. You know,
Okay,
the
can I
first thing
respond
the thing that came to my mind is when this guy is saying bad things about the holy of holiest sciences, Kundalini awakening, the ultimate thing in Hinduism, or we claim that in any prophet goes through, every prophet, every messenger goes through this Kundalini awakening. In our view, this guy is saying something so bad. What is the difference between him and Salman Rushdie with these satanic verses? It is as, I'm sorry to say this is the impression I got, and I wanted to put it to you. It is as bad as that. So,
Can I respond to that?
yes, please.
Okay. Now, the Islamic position is that any claim that we want to make, we have to make it based on
the
knowledge,
truth. Yes.
right? On the truth, knowledge. As long as what you said is backed up by evidence, then you can say it. If you want to say something about Islam that is based on facts, based on the understanding of the authoritative scholars of Islam, based
Right.
on their writings, you have the right to do that. But the problem that the Muslims have with Salman Rushdie, if you know the content of the book, I hope you don't only
No.
speak that.
I'm not agreeing. I'm not agreeing with Salman Rushdie.
I
Don't get
understand,
me.
but when you create an analogy.
One minute. In fact,
Okay,
the recent stabbing of him in America, there were people saying, it's just the burning of the Quran, all this. I was against people who are outwardly condemning the stabbing and who approved the burning of the Quran. I think Salman Rushdie deserved it in a sense, because fire burns. When we tell you fire burns, you still put your finger into the fire, you get it burned, you get your finger hurt, it's your problem. I'm not supporting Salman Rushdie. I'm just saying that I'm just running an analogy. A person like Salman Rushdie, maybe he really knows, he just wants to be provocative and he did that. And here you are a Ustaz, you should have been well-read, you know everything. You just gave half the picture, half the truth. Seorang yogi sendiri mengaku, dia orang punya buku, seorang yogi sendiri menulis bahawa dia kena macam rasuk hantu. And the other part you did not mention. Tapi dia cerita
I did mention, Mr. Rajen.
At the end of the day, they reach enlightenment and all that. I don't think you mentioned that.
Let me explain something. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
If you were to follow Sidang Kalam all this while, you know that our criticism is towards the conception of the Batiniya. Have you been following us?
Here and there, yes, here. Okay. The last one was the last video. I think last night I watched was on you were explaining on Surah Al-Fatiha, Idina Siratal Mustaqim.
Thank you. So we've been explaining the position of the established authoritative scholars of Islam, that people, Muslims who claim that, when we do certain yoga style practices, Islamic in Islamic practices, some people claim that there are some,
Jem.
that this is not the authoritative position of the Muslims. We've been saying that this position is the Aqidah of the Hindus and the people who believe in pantheism, and we do not agree with that. So when I was criticizing M. Nasir's, inclusion of Kresani, all these things, it is on that context. You need to get the full picture. So we understand that the Sufis are claiming that they reach fana, enlightenment, and the yogis also are claiming that they are reaching enlightenment. But we disagree on that, and we are trying to disagree academically. You show us your evidence, we show you our evidence. The problem with Salman Rushdie, you see, the analogy that you made is not accurate. Salman Rushdie made a false accusation against the Prophet Muhammad, which is not based on the authoritative text and authoritative explanation by the scholars. That is why the Muslims got angry. If he were to speak the truth, if he were to speak the truth, then the Muslims will respond intellectually, like Zakir Naik, like Ahmad Didat. But he accused us of something that we do not do. Now, my position is, when I say that the activation of Kundalini is rasukan syaitan from an Islamic perspective, I've showed you the evidence. And I disagreed with this concept of reaching enlightenment. I say that our position is that it is not enlightenment. It is a play of the devil. I know this sounds hurtful, but this you cannot made us obliged to agree with what you were saying, right? Because
I'm not asking you. I'm not telling you to agree. I'm not telling you to agree. I'm not forcing you to agree.
A little bit harsh on that sense, and I'm frank about that.
Do you sense that are we supposed to just accept it and not feel offended?
No,
just like
you can, but the way to respond is through knowledge. Is through rebutting me, saying, Ustaz, no, your evidence is salah, contrary to what we got. Then I akan tarik balik. Tapi kalau betul,
okay, you are okay. I will say from the Hindu perspective, you did not give the whole picture.
No, I did.
No, I'm telling you now about this Kundalini awakening thing. You did not give the whole picture, right?
No, sir. We speak
wait. You are saying. Can I stop you? Can you let me speak?
Okay, please.
All right. From our perspective, you put everything into one basket: yoga, chakra awakening, Kundalini awakening, all this is satanic, and sembah berhala, and everything you put inside and just hangus the thing. So
it's not me. It's Islamic position, sir.
Okay, Islamic position, fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. So you see, it's just like, was Jesus Christ crucified or not crucified? Who is wrong? Who is right? Christians say he was crucified. Until the end of the world, they will hold on to their belief, you will hold on to the belief, that kind of thing. So you can say it's
true, sir. There are Christians who became Muslims also.
Okay, right? You will say, of course, you won't accept Christ was crucified. I don't expect you to do that. But you are telling the Islamic perspective. Let me tell you. So when you give a ceramah to your followers, you have to be fair. Allah said, do not talk about something you do not know or something that you only know, have half knowledge of. So that is what I'm going to tell you now in this dialogue. My intention is to tell that you just spoke about something that you have half knowledge of. I'm not disagreeing that all the symptoms, these weird symptoms all appear, the Swami Muktananda symptoms of seeing things and feeling weird feelings and all that, these things all do happen.
So my claim is true, right? My claim is correct, right?
Half true.
What
half
do you mean?
True. No, wait. But you did not give.
Look at the topic.
You did not give
the activation of Kundalini.
You did not give the full story. You did not give the full story. Let me finish. If you want an academic discussion, you must allow.
Okay, please.
If you had given the full story, there's no need for this discussion at all. Let me tell you my experience of this Kundalini thing also. I wanted to learn about this Kundalini awakening thing also. But according to the Sharat, you have to go through some preliminary exercises for 6 months or a year. It's like no smoking, no drinking, control of food, meditating, moderation in sex, many sharat. You just can't go online and then suddenly learn something and then Kundalini and then do the meditation and get into the problem. And you need a guru, as you said. You need a guru, a person whose Kundalini has been awakened who has been enlightened, only he can relay the message. He can only convey the initiation and awaken the Kundalini in another person. Not any Tom, Dick, and Harry. There are many Gurujis and Swamijis, yogis that are fake, just like, in any religion, there are fake people. So all these symptoms happen. Now, my experience, so I was told that I have to do certain preliminary exercises of worship and meditation and all that. And in 6 months, if I do all this, I'll be ready. I have to answer certain questions. And if I answer honestly, then they will know that the Guru will know that I'm suited, I'm ready for Kundalini awakening. And mind you, brother, it is already 35 years and I'm not ready. It is already 35 years since 1980s, 87, 86, when I was in the university, I used to read all this. So it's not like Kundalini, you go somewhere, somebody hits your head or gives you a chant, and as you said, they look at the tailbone, the Muladhara chakra, they chant some mantra and the Kundalini awakens, you go crazy. So you must know all this. This sharat, and these things and all that lead to craziness, insanity and all. So when you know all this, then you should speak, you should relate to that Kundalini awakening thing. Otherwise, you should just stick to Karsani
I don't
thing.
like the tone like you should. Because I'm teaching my religion. You cannot say that I should say this or should say that.
No, you see, if I go and talk about the Quran, wait 1 minute, if I go and talk about the Quran somewhere and I say something wrong, according to my perspective, according to the Hindu, no Hindu will say anything bad about the Quran or the Bible. Let me assure you.
There are many Hindus who say that.
Yeah, they're not Hindus. They're not real Hindus. I can tell you that. I can
You
debate.
just say that all religions are the same, but no, you are putting people outside of your religion easily like that.
No, they have not understood the essence of Hinduism.
But maybe that's how they understood it. That means they are right too, right?
And
you say that everyone is
not
right.
necessarily, not necessarily. Just like you don't agree with so many of the Muslim scholars, I see that you get whacked
Because
in your.
I didn't say the origins are the same. I didn't say that all thoughts are the same. You say the origins are the same. Therefore, you have to accept my position too, right?
1 minute. I will explain to you my understanding of Islam. Just 1 minute. Have some patience, right?
But is my position wrong, sir?
When I first saw you, I greeted you, Assalamu alaikum.
Yes, and we are still in peace now. We are still in peace. It's just
yes. You know why did I express that, greet you in such a way? Because in that expression is the essence of yoga. Remember this. 1 minute. Let me finish. I know you will counter that. You'll say yoga is nonsense. In my understanding,
I give salam to you first. Don't forget that.
yeah. You did salam, and I said assalamu alaikum. I could have just
Very
salam.
good, very good. Thank you for that.
So, in that greeting, it's one of the most beautiful greetings. May peace be upon you. We can have a separate lecture or a separate discussion on that. My understanding of it, right?
Yeah.
So we have already diverted a bit. So when you gave this information in your talk the other day, saying that it's all jinn and shaitan, you were just talking about your Islamic perspective. If a Hindu like me listens to this, we are going to be offended. One, because it is in our scriptures, in our holy scriptures. It is a holy science. The word Kundalini is mentioned in the Upanishads, in the Vedas, and so on. And you have just read only a few Swamijis, and the Swamijis that about whom you read also, you did not tell the full story in your lecture. They reach enlightenment and all that. Now,
I did in
listen.
I have a 5 hours presentation on this.
I
on
didn't
new
see it.
movement. You can look.
Okay, I didn't see all that. I'll look at it. Now, today, two very important things I actually wanted to have this dialogue for. Number one, if you see, before I came on video, you saw this book.
Yeah, yes.
All right. Have you read this book?
No.
No. Can you read the title?
Autobiography of a yogi.
Okay. Who is a yogi? Is a practitioner of yoga. And this guy, I have this one copy for you. I'll send it
That
to
would be
you.
great.
Yeah.
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 Thank you
My
so
brother. My brother went to India and he bought 2, and one yesterday I sent to a Muslim FB friend from Singapore. I just posted it yesterday, and this the one, the other one, maybe it's meant for you. So this guy has written his own biography as a yogi. And in his story, he has written about many other yogis. This is a must read for everyone who thinks he is a scholar in religion. Okay. This is a spiritual classic. It's like a kitab. You know, there's late Steve Jobs read it 40 times. 40 times. So I've read it. I'm still reading. This is my copy. I'm reading it for the 7th or 8th time. And this is one thing I wanted to recommend to you. It will give you a clearer picture of what yoga, Kundalini, yogi is all about. And this guy, Paramahamsa Yogananda, is an area of study on its own. I think like Jakim, people like Jakim and all, there are certain sections where they go and investigate all new philosophies, new thoughts, new religions. Maybe they read all new books and that kind of thing. There are some sections, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So they should look
Kajian.
into that. Yeah, Kajian. Yes, definitely. They should read the works of Paramahamsa Yogananda, the author of this yogi. All right. And I'm willing to order 100 books of this for all the Muslim scholars, whoever it is, faculty, dean of faculty, pengajian Islam and all that, for each one of them. It may cost about 5,000, 6,000 ringgit. Never mind. I'm willing to order for all these people, but I don't know how to go about distributing it. I don't want people. It's not going against Article 11 of the Federal Constitution. Cuba mengubah agama orang lain. It's just academic sharing, right? Okay, this one thing. And why I want Muslims to read this is, I have read about Islam, right? In my area, I love to study about your Surah Al-Fatiha. See, I ordered all this online. This was a cheap. It was US 35 ringgit. US 35 ringgit with about 10 pages in it, so thin. Right? Tafsir Nick Aziz during the MCO. This is another tafsir. And I'm very intrigued by the term, the straight path. This is by a Muslim. It's a 700-page book. It took me more than 1 month to read. So I have been asking this one question about your Fatiha.
Okay, wait. This is another topic. I will address your points just now, and then I open for this question that you have now.
Okay,
because
fine.
Address the point also, yeah.
All right. Okay, no problem.
Because I really want to understand your thought process.
Yeah.
Just now you brought up something about the Christian Trinity that the Muslims reject. Now,
Trinity and the crucifixion.
Yeah. Am I allowed to say that the Christians were wrong in their Trinity? Do I have that freedom of belief?
You have the right. You have the right. I'm not saying wrong.
Thank you.
Now,
but
we can
will the Christians be offended by that?
Most probably they are offended, definitely.
But I can say it.
Yeah, you can say it nicely, in a polite manner, instead of ini semua syaitan, itu syaitan atas on the cross and all that means definitely they're going to.
You should quote me properly. I didn't say
no. I'm saying I'm saying if you say we Muslims don't believe in this, although the Christians believe in crucifixion. If you had said that also, Kundalini awakening is we don't do all these Muslims. If you had stopped there and you didn't mention ini semua kerja syaitan, iblis and all that, then no issue at all. So you have the right to say, and I wish that we could have other dialogues on other days on the crucifixion itself.
But you see, sir, the confusion here is like this. I can't say that Kundalini is wrong. I can't say that it is shaitan. But you can negate me. You can say that I'm wrong in my understanding. Why do you have the right to say I'm wrong? But I can't say that this practice of activation Kundalini is wrong? Why do you have the right to say I'm wrong, but I can't say that you are wrong? Why am I not offended by what you say? Why your negation of my terms and my
you have the right to say what you know to that level, Lani. Okay, but that's why I'm trying to say you were wrong.
Yeah. So I can say that your assessment of my position is wrong, right?
No, your position, from your perspective, you're thinking you're right. Right? Okay, you're thinking that
everyone
right.
believe it, right? All religions are the same, right, sir?
You are thinking you're right. We come to that all religions are same in a different way. Why I can go even to that 319 of your Quran. The only accepted religion is Islam. Okay, we will have a dialogue on that again. All right,
because please help me understand it. Because at the very beginning, you said that all religions are the same. But now you are telling me that I cannot say that the Christians are wrong. I cannot say that the Hindus are wrong.
Okay, let me say why.
In terms of,
no. Why did I say that all religions are same? The essence of all religion is this. We were all created by God, right? Any religion says the devil created you and me.
But you don't believe in creation, don't you? You believe in emanation, right? Pancaran.
It's
That's
the
not
same.
creation.
It is a manifestation. Some people in Hinduism.
You should learn Islamic theology for you to say it's the same. That's why when you say all religions are the same, that statement, the Muslims get offended. Do you know that it offends Muslims when you say that? I didn't say that, but I'm telling you now. The Muslims get offended when you say the origins are the same. But I allow you because this is an intellectual discussion.
Yes.
We should not say that I'm offended, you're offended. Then we cannot discuss, you see.
No, intellectual discussion. So am I to accept that you say the Muslims say Islam is the only religion, the others are all Satan-based religion? Am I just supposed to accept it and then keep quiet?
No, you can speak, you can talk, you can give your evidence, you can give your counter evidence,
Yeah.
but you don't go around and say, when you say like this, it offends the Hindus.
Definitely.
But you did the same thing. You say the origins are the same. It offends the Muslims.
Did I say anything bad about Islam? Did I? That's why in the beginning I had the qualifier.
To us, it's a bad thing to say that Islam is the same with other religions. The essence of Islam is the same as other religions. It's an offense to say that.
Okay. We can have a discussion about that another day. We can have a discussion on that. Okay. I'll try my best to prove that. So coming back to this, where did I stop on this book, The Straight Path?
Okay.
I have been asking, it has been sort of like not bothering me. It has been a curious question,
Yeah.
Why does it say the straight path? Why not lead me along the true path or the right path or any other adjective besides straight?
Thank you.
Okay, I have read, I have Googled, I've listened to many explanations from the West, Dr. Yasir Qadi, other Muslim scholars. I think I prefer those English-speaking Ustads talking, and they make more sense in a sense. I mean, I'm not offending the local people. The local guys also, like Dr. Maza has spoken about it. I don't know whether the Mu'alaf, like Firdaus Wang, I don't remember hearing them speak about Iddina Siratal. So my question is, why the straight? Why the word straight? Why not true or right path? Now, I don't expect an answer from you because I think you're most probably going to give me the same answer that whatever I've come across.
I can explain to you, inshallah. Bismillah.
Maybe you can make it about 2 minutes. About 2 minutes, 3 minutes.
Okay, sure. Okay.
All right. Okay.
So, when you look at a straight path, it is uncomplicated. It's simple. It's clear cut. And the straight path, you can see the end goal. When you go through a winding road, you go to a forest, you do not know, you cannot see your destination. But on a straight path, at the very beginning, you can already see the end. You can already see where you are going, the purpose of life, why you are here, what you should be doing. It's clear. And after all, the Quran explains itself. What is Siratul Mustaqim? Siratul Ladina An'amta Alayhim. In other words, Minan Nabiyyin, was-Siddiqeen, was-Shuhada, was-Salihin.
The four categories.
The path, the straight path is the path of the prophets, the path of the Shuhada, the martyrs, the path of the Siddiqeen, people who are really truthful to themselves, and Salihin, people who are good doers. So what is the path of the prophets? Of course, when we are speaking about the prophets, we are referring to the prophets that are mentioned in the Quran, in the Bible, in the Old Testament, in the New Testament, people who worship one true God, and people who do not, engage in images and idols and all these things. This is the straight path. This is what we believe. And I actually want to, invite you to look also from our perspective that when we say the all religions are the same, it actually negates all religion at the same time. I invite you to look at it from that perspective. This is how Muslims understand this, because every religion has their own exclusive claims, right? So when someone comes and say that all religions are the same, that means you are negating all religions in the same time. You are negating the truth claims of all religions, because Islam claims to be exclusive. The Christians also claim to be exclusive. It's fine. Some Hindus claim like that. Some Buddhists claim like that. Even atheists claim that their path is the only truth. When someone comes and say all is the same, that means you are shooting everyone. Like, you are wrong, you are wrong, you are wrong, you are wrong. You think that you are exclusive, but you are just the same with us. You think you are exclusive, but you're the same with us. That's why I say in the very beginning, that statement cannot stand, sir. If we need, yeah.
Okay,
but we can have a discussion, further discussion on this particular issue. I know you don't have much time. Yeah.
Yeah, no. So coming back to this Ihdina Siratal Mustaqim, whatever you explain, you're going on the road, you see all these explanations are not new to me. And the 4 categories of people, there's another Quranic verse mentioning these are the 4 people who took the straight path. And then there are even some hadiths where the Prophet is supposed to have drawn a line on the ground. This is my straight path. And there are the other lines on the right and left he drew. And we don't know how, whether they are parallel lines or perpendicular, or maybe we can have a competition. How did he draw it on the line? And I just wanted to show how, in what circumstances this surah Fatiha was revealed, the many names of Fatiha. In fact, some of us Hindus go to the dargah when we are not feeling well, and we ask the imam there to recite Fatiha for us and get some water sprinkle. We have high respect for this. Those of us who know. But it struck me, okay, this is academic, it's not meant to offend. There are, earlier I said, I greeted you Assalamu alaikum, because in my perspective, that is the essence of yoga embedded there. In the word, the straight path is the highest of sciences. Muslims talk about the Quran, full of science, the sky, the moon, the sea, the this and that and all that. But the highest of sciences, science has got many branches, many things. In my perspective, this is not insulting, it's like a compliment, it's an honor. The highest of sciences of the Quran is embedded in this line. Ihdina Siratal Mustaqim. I've told some of my Muslim friends on Facebook, if I have the money and Allah gives me, I'm not a Muslim, right? I'm a Hindu.
You're not wrong, sir. You are right when you say that is the essence of the Quran.
Remaining, because it says one of the things is it's the mother of the Quran, right? Umul Kitab. So if at all Allah gives me the money and I get a chance to build a mosque, I will engrave the Surah Al-Fatiha in gold on the wall if I have the money. And this one line, Ihdina Siratal Mustaqim, I'll get the most precious of stones to be engraved. That line.
I applaud you for your intention.
That is the honor, that is the impression I have of this Surah Al-Fatiha. So whatever I said, I don't think I meant to offend Islam and all that. Now, this is the other bomb that's coming. So, in this one line is the essence of yoga. I can relate it. That's why I said today we won't have the time to discuss everything. For me, the straight path, the Kundalini awakening, the chakra meditation, this line, but in this line is embedded this highest science of God communion. Now, there are other verses in the Quran to support this. You have just mentioned one verse, the four categories of
You
people.
mean the verse from the Quran supporting yoga?
Yes, yes, yes. And please
You're
don't
making,
quote
you're
me.
making an interpretation of the Quran, sir, now.
Wait. Let me finish. This is academic.
Okay.
It's not an insult. That's why I said all these things about Surah Al-Fatiha. Which Hindu would want to read a 700-page book written by a Muslim on just the straight path? He must be crazy. Which Hindu would want to order to learn about the Surah Al-Fatiha interpretation? I pay US 35 ringgit and I get cheated on it from the US. So I'm not offending. This is my perspective. If I have the energy, I would even do a PhD thesis on it.
Have you read the
So-
whole Quran, sir?
I've read twice. I got 2 copies of the Quran. This is a copy when I was doing law. First year law, I had to do pengenalan kepada undang-undang Islam. I went to a book exhibition by Abim. This was in the 1990s. I bought this. I've read it twice. And it's not an offense to make annotation inside the Quran, right?
No problem. No problem.
So if you can see almost every page, there's some writing, right?
And
this one-
your conclusion is the whole of the Quran
And
is
this-
in harmony with the concept of yoga?
1 minute. I'll let you know later. This is by Yusuf Ali. When I asked about the Quran some years ago, I think Anwar Ibrahim recommended this. This is the best translation by Abdullah Yusuf Ali. And it came from America, but the funny part was it was written in Pakistan. So I've read this whole Quran also. And yeah. So why do I say, actually you want to talk about yoga, it's very wide. There's Bhakti Yoga, Raja Yoga, Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga. I could find all this in the Quran. I could find
Some
all this.
similarities, yes.
I
I
could
can find similarities in
yeah,
any other practices from any other religions too. Similarities.
yeah, yes,
But the
yes.
core is not same.
Fine.
Okay.
But now,
Continue, sir.
coming back to your Fatiha, Ihdina Siratal Mustaqim, I recite the Fatiha almost every day. The Ikhlas, Surah Al-Ikhlas, the Falak,
Ameen.
and Surah An-Nas. These 4 I have already memorized. But I'm still a Hindu, right? So when you read this book, which I'm going to post to you, and the Muslim scholars, if they do a study of Paramahamsa Yogananda's works, they will understand what I'm trying to say. Right? This is many years of research and study. I don't mean to offend. So
Yeah.
I just got an opportunity to relate yoga, chakra meditation, Kundalini awakening to the Quran itself. I'm not talking about Sufism. Maybe the Sufis look at how I look at it also. I don't know exactly in detail what the Sufis do.
Some minorities among the Sufis do share your position.
Okay, although this is a controversial thing. In Islam, you've got many branches. In Malaysia, it's a very big problem among your asatizas and the ustad. And I see all this joke going on. Even you, they label every day. You say something, at least there'll be one
No, this
fellow
happens
calling.
in all communities, sir. In all religions, in all communities.
Yeah,
This
but
labeling.
I don't see this. I don't see this in my Hinduism, not much as bad. In this small country in Malaysia, it's a very sad thing.
So because a minority, you see, you go to India, you see all this mess, the same thing. Humans,
Yeah,
wherever
but-
you see humans, you will see this problem. It's a human problem. It has nothing to do with a specific country or a specific religion or a specific race.
Okay, fine. Yeah, there's the Sunni and the Shia fighting in India. The Saivites and the Vaishnavites were killing each other. The Protestants and the Catholics and all that. So anyway, my position was you were wrong on the Kundalini thing, right? And I just
You know
wanted.
that my position represents the position of the majority of the Muslims and the majority of the scholars around the world. Are you aware of that?
I haven't heard anybody be as harsh as saying that Kundalini is Shaitan and Iblis. I mean that maybe there could be people who use worse words, worse terminology. All right, but never mind. Here is something for you to explore. And if you can find any material just on the interpretation, I know there's Qutubi, Al-Qutubi and Ibn Qadir, and there's another guy, 3 guys tafsir of the Quran, right? The main 3 tafsir. Yeah, okay, okay. If you can come across, maybe you will have access. If you can come across anybody who did a doctoral thesis just on the Fatiha or a master's thesis, you please share with me.
I have this thesis, but it's in Arabic, unfortunately. Okay, but okay.
I don't have
will
enough
look,
time.
I will look around. I will look around. I mean, that's a fair request. I also have requests. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
My request is, I understand we want to find commonalities, and this is good. But the essence of Islam is actually Tawheed.
Yeah.
And the antithesis of Islam is shirk, right? So I will encourage and I will invite you, sir, to really look into this conception of shirk and understand from the different Islamic perspective and go deep into it. You see?
Yeah, yeah.
And
I have that. It's all inside here.
He's not a Muslim scholar.
No. He may not be a Muslim scholar.
scholar.
See, there's a difference between scholars and men of realization.
No, when you want to learn Islam, you have to learn from the scholars of Islam. Like you ask me whether I read Kundalini in Vedas or not, right? You ask me to refer to the Hindus.
Now this will open.
To learn about shirk from a yogi. That's not fair,
okay.
sir. You have to agree.
Wait.
It's not fair.
Wait. How do you know? How do you know? Allah can come and talk to anyone today?
But how do you know that he knows shirk when you yourself are not sure what is shirk? Or you already know what is shirk?
Do you know? Wait, let me make another statement. In Hinduism, the greatest of monotheists were idol worshippers too. Hold on. Don't jump to anything. The greatest of monotheists were idol worshippers too. Now, there's another term I'm going to introduce to you. There are the real monotheists and there are the pseudo monotheists. Right? I think you should be familiar with the idea, the concept of all this.
Yeah, we also are familiar with your different schools of thoughts, the Advaita and all.
And shirk. Coming to shirk, we can have an hour-long discussion on this also another day.
So can I ask that you are actually claiming that you know shirk better than all the Muslim scholars, right? You are claiming that?
I'm not claiming I know better than anybody at all.
You just said it, sir. You just said it that you know what the yogi is explaining is actually tawheed and negating shirk. That means you have already understood shirk. That means you already claim that you understood shirk, sir. Are you claiming that? I just want to hear that from you. Are you claiming that you understood shirk already? Better than the Muslim scholars?
I'm not saying better than a Muslim scholar.
So you're not sure. That means you're not sure about what shirk means, right?
Let me explain. That's why I said on the topic of shirk, we can have a separate discussion for an hour.
Yeah, but the claim that you made is a little bit
I'm not saying
over. It's like I saying you want to understand Hinduism, you read Imam Ghazali. Can I say that, sir? No. You said you want to understand Tawhid and Shirk, you go to that Swami just now. That's not fair.
No. I'm not saying. Okay. I am distinguishing. Wait. I am distinguishing in Hinduism. We have scholars with just bookish knowledge. Books. They read a lot of books. Scholars, and there are men of realization.
We have this differentiation also. Yes.
Okay. All right. Good.
Yes. And we have people who have both. We should look for people who have both realization and knowledge of books also.
What do you understand by realization? That will be another hour of discussion. So never mind. Coming back to this thing, I will send you this book. It will open your eyes, give you new perspective, because you mentioned one yogi, Muktananda, and in your
I didn't
lecture,
mention one. I mentioned 5 just now, sir.
Okay, in your video.
5. Because you just okay.
No.
I will receive this book happily.
In your video, you mentioned only one ada seorang yogi. and you didn't give the complete picture. This is a more complete picture, and believe me, I can tell you one more thing. It's a kind of a challenge to you. And not everybody, this is the experience of the people who read this book. When they got this book, it's not everybody will manage to read it. And not everybody who starts reading it will complete it. So keep that in mind. There may be distractions, you'll be busy with work and all that, but I hope with Allah's grace, blessings, you'll be able to complete reading this. And then we can have a discussion on it. What I said about yoga and the Fatiha referring to yoga and Quranic, there are other verses. You only mentioned one verse relating it to Fatiha, I mean the straight path. I have other verses from the Quran which is related to what I think is yoga. We will have a different discussion on another day. There we can argue to our heart's content. All right?
But with evidence, yeah? Not just with
definitely.
Relative perspective.
No.
Yeah.
With logic dengan akal.
Not
Allah
only logic, you need to refer to scholars too. You see, when you only use logic, I can read your Vedas with my logic, and I can twist what you say, right? That's not fair.
Okay.
I have to refer to the scholars of Hinduism.
Okay.
Isn't that
You bring
fair?
yes.
Fair,
Fair.
Okay.
You bring
So
the
you want to
scholars.
understand Islam, what is Tawheed, what is Shirik, it is only fair that you look into the tafsir of the scholars of Islam. Not come to the Quran and putting Hindu perspective on the Quran and say, the Quran, you understand Shirik better than the scholars of Islam. I mean, that's not fair and that's not academic, you see.
I never said. You better go back and listen to the
No,
video.
but you said just now, I want to understand Tawheed, I want to understand Shirik, go to that book, Autobiography of a Yogi. Why didn't you ask me if I want to understand Tawheed and Shirik, I go to a scholar of Islam?
Wait. Wait. I didn't say that I know better than the Muslim scholars.
No, you are claiming it indirectly, sir.
No,
Because
there's no
if you know
indirect.
that you do not know, then you should not recommend me to learn about Tawheed and Shirik from a Hindu yogi. If you claim that you know, therefore you are telling me what to do, how to understand my Tawheed and Shirik.
No,
That is an indirect claim of knowledge, sir.
One minute.
And I wouldn't tell you, if you want to understand Hinduism, study from an imam in a mosque. I wouldn't tell you that, sir. I will ask you, go to your yogis, go to your swamis, learn from them. You see?
If I want to learn about Hinduism, I go to a Hindu who speaks only good about Islam, Christianity, and Buddhism. There's the common conception. If you want to learn good about a religion, don't go to a person who talks bad about other religion. No, I'm not saying that. I'm going beyond that. If you want to learn about my perspective, my conviction, if you want to learn about Islam, go to a good Muslim who only speaks good about other religion.
No, that's not fair. You are telling that I'm a bad Muslim.
No, I'm not telling you are bad.
No,
I'm not telling you are bad.
Because I say something that is bad about Hinduism.
See, my approach.
A good Muslim is someone who only speaks good about other religions. You are saying that Muhammad is that bad, Ibrahim is bad, Isa is bad. You have to be very careful, sir, with your words. You have to be very careful with what you said about Islam. Because you say that a good Muslim is someone who will not speak bad about other religions. That's not true. The Prophet Muhammad, when he was in Mecca, he criticized the idol worshippers. That's a religion too, isn't it? Can he say, was he a bad Muslim?
Wait.
No, sir, I need to hold you on to your claim. I need to hold you to your claim. Are you holding on to that position, sir? Are you saying that Muslims are not good when they say bad things about other religions?
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that.
You should tarik balik that statement.
No, that is why. No, tak ada bahaya. No, you can make a police report if you feel that I have offended. That is why in the beginning my qualifier was, I will never say anything bad about Islam or the Quran or Muhammad. So you're just putting words into my mouth. You're just interpreting it your way. Right?
You froze just now. So let me repeat my rephrasing of what you said. Sir, this is a very serious matter, sir. You are tetamu. You are my guest. I'm your host, right? I'm your host.
All
So
right.
you just said that nak belajar agama, cari daripada orang Islam yang baik. Orang Islam yang baik ni, dia tidak akan cakap buruk tentang agama lain.
Okay.
Now, it is true that you have read the Quran, you will know that the prophets of God, the prophets in Islam, they criticize other religions, and sometimes they criticize them severely. So are you
Okay.
telling me, therefore, by your logic just now, are they not good Muslims?
I'm
Are they
not
not
saying
good
that.
human beings?
I'm not saying that. I'm not
So,
saying that.
You
I'm
forget your own
swearing.
statement.
No,
You
no, no, no.
said that a
It's
good
your
Muslim is someone
interpretation.
who tak
You see,
cakap yang buruk tentang agama lain.
no,
Betul
your
tak you cakap benda tu?
interpretation. It's your
So what exactly you
interpretation.
said? What exactly you said? You ingat balik apa you cakap?
Your interpretation of it. We will have
No,
another
what you said? You
discussion.
repeat your statement. You repeat your statement. Can I hear your statement from your own mouth? What actually you said?
You see, if you want to,
No, sir, you need to be accountable to your own words. That's
Yes.
being a Hindu, right? You need to be
Yeah, yeah.
accountable, bertanggungjawab atas kenyataan sendiri. Betul ke itu
Alright.
pegangan?
yes, yes. If you want to learn about religion A, go to one who knows religion A and who speaks only the good about religion B, C, and D. That's my philosophy. And I'm not saying if you go to religion A and if the person from religion A does not talk about good things about B, C, and D, he's a bad person. No, I'm not saying that. Did you hear that? I think you froze.
Okay, tak apa, continue.
Okay.
So kalau I cakap agama Kristian tak betul, tak boleh. Someone nak belajar pasal Christianity, dia tanya I kata okay, dia belajar pada Trinity dan sebagainya, crucifixion. Tapi dalam perspektif Islam, ini adalah akidah yang tidak betul. Am I a good human being or not by saying that? Am I a good Muslim or not by saying that?
I'm not saying that you're a bad Muslim. Okay.
Am I a good human being if I say that?
You see, I am not saying that all those who speak bad about other religions are bad people. I didn't say don't go to a Muslim who talks bad about other religions because he is a bad Muslim. I'm not saying that. There's a fine distinction. Okay. So I will post you the book. Let's bring this. Somebody already messaged. It's already 1 hour and 45 minutes. It was a good discussion. And
it went intense and then it went okay. That's how it should be. You know,
Yeah,
I may speak passionately,
Yeah.
but does not mean I'm angry or nak marah, nak bergaduh. Tidak.
no.
I get passionate, and people of religion should be passionate of what they believe in.
Yes.
Right? And they should defend it, and they should ask questions. Sometimes even if they need to debate it, they should debate it. So I applaud you and I thank you, Mr. Rajen, for
I
giving
thank
your
you very
time.
much. Yes, I
For
thank you very much.
to ask questions and sending me that book. I will accept that happily.
Can I have your address? Can you just
I will send you private.
PM the message? Yeah, your
Yes,
address.
I
Okay.
will.
So thank you very much.
Thank
We
you,
will
everyone.
discuss again. We will discuss again. We will have some other discussion another day. Inshallah, as they say.
Inshallah.
Right.
Okay, please.
So thank you very much. Yes. Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam.
Thank you.
Welcome.